Hello everyone. I am here today to talk about a very significant aspect of Indian people. There are many people who are obsessed with English language. Many students, professionals, and many people from many walks of life always talk about fluency in English. How to speak fluently, how to write meticulously, how to read with like a native speaker, how to speak like a native speaker. And in India, especially in India, it is a matter of pride that someone knows English or somebody is able to talk well. For example, there are a few politicians which are famous for fluency in English. To talk about Sashi Tharoor, for example, a Congress leader, and his English is always considered to be one of the best in India, politicians in India. And a couple of days back, I was listening to a few of his interviews, and I knew that this is the way he is speaking, and the vocabulary that he has, the word depth that he has is impeccable. Now I was thinking, how can I speak like Shashi Tharoor? How can I develop such a depth in my language? How can I use such a sophisticated language? I was thinking about it. And what I did was, I went for a research in the internet, as everybody does. So I just opened the Google and typed these keywords like how to be fluent like Shashi Tharoor. I landed up in maybe thousands of videos on that. But most of them are talking about many methods, like you need to read enormously, you need to write enormously, you need to interact with a few people who speak good English. There are many ways. Everybody speaks of 101 ways of learning English and acquiring mastery and accuracy and fluency and sophistication. But nothing worked out for me. Now today, when I am speaking to you, I will tell you what worked for me, although I may not be able to talk like Shashi Tharoor. Probably I am in the process of attaining that level where I can come up with very good vocabulary and structure. So the first thing which I noticed is, never ever try to impress others. Instead, try to express. If I am trying to impress you with my language, then I need to go for bombastic words, or a few words which nobody is aware of or nobody uses, or a very strange, a weird or very strange word or unique word, a bombastic word. But that might make an impression on the listener, but I may not be able to express what I feel inside. So the first method or the first principle of communication should be to express what we feel, what we think, and to make an opinion or to make a point on any subject under the sun. Secondly, get rid of the fear that you are facing today. In fact, you are worried about the grammatical mistakes that you might make in your speech. So you are already obsessed and preoccupied with the grammatical principles that is there in your mind. So where to keep the subject, whether the subject should follow the verb, or whether the verb choice is correct, or is the tense correct. So there are many preoccupations with using language, and if I make a mistake, what would others think about me? So these are unnecessary, illogical, and irrational thoughts about talking in English or using a language. After all, English is a foreign language, and we acquire it, and we use this is a second language for us. So we cannot attain the fluency of a native speaker, but we can reach close to the native speakers like Shashi Tharoor, who has very deep vocabulary and sophisticated language. Thirdly, a point which nobody addresses very well. Everybody says that you have to speak it, you have to learn. But third aspect is very important. You make a passive learning situation, situational learning, where you learn with passive outlook, not actively learning from books or from teachers or from trainers or coaches or language specialists, but learn it in a passive situation. Interact with a few people who know English, people who know English. Interact with a few people who speak good English. Talk to them. Have a speaking partner. Talk to them continuously, frequently, and that is when you naturally improve and you learn passively the language and you reach to a level of fluency that every native speaker can have. And lastly, I would say that talking in English, like any other language, is a matter of practice and skill. The more you practice, the better you become. So, every day, try to use the language, either in your speaking, or reading, or writing, or listening, or even thinking, or dreaming. Try to use this language frequently as possible, and within a few months or 2 years, I guarantee you, I am the living example of the fluency. I guarantee you that you will master the fluency that everybody has or a native speaker has. Thank you very much, and I hope these tips will help you to develop an impeccable language, an immaculate vocabulary, and very good sophisticated language style. And if you have any other queries and any doubts, just comment below this video and I will be there to answer you. Thank you very much.